Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Dr. Benjamin once again. I'm the author of, the book called Stand Up for Your Dream. Now, today I'm going to share with you how to engage the audience. This is something that I have learned, and this is something that I have observing most people do mistake with. It is what we call the public speaking. Some of us, we are not good at in public speaking. As I have shared with you, some of you who follow my work and who are on my platform, I did research a few years ago about what are the skills that human resource managers and the hiring managers of the company, what are the skills do they look when they are hiring people? Amazingly, I realized that after accumulating their answers, there are top 2 skills. Yes, we have top 10, we have top 20. I will share those skills in another video, not this one. But among of those top 2, let me talk top 2. The number 1 skills that they look when they are hiring, it is a communication and public speaking. Do you get what I say? The richest man that we have so far, Warren Buffett, he said, if you can improve your communication skills and public speaking, if you improve those skills, you are increasing the 50 chance of getting always opportunity to any company, in your life, in working. So what does it mean? Your communication skills and public speaking, it is your number 1 machine, money-making machine. That is what we call it. So they told me, hiring manager, in those research when I was accumulating their research, said, number 1, we look someone who can talk, who can communicate with our customer, because we are in business, and business is about what? It's about the people. That is why I normally advise people, you need to be good in people skills, to work on your communication skills, to work on your public speaking skills, because the more you speak, remember, people are not a robot. No one can read what you know in your mind. We will get to know what you know in your mind after you speak. Now, everything that you know, if you cannot speak and share with others, it is useless. So communication and public speaking, it is the number 1. Number 2, among of those 2, I was telling you the top 2 skills. The number 2, it is what I call the selling skills. That is why I normally spend my time, my energy, talking and coaching and mentoring people to be good in sales. And again, to be good in communication. So your communication skills, it is your money-making machines. That is why if you are working in everywhere you will work, either you are an entrepreneur, you need to communicate. You need the communication skills. Somewhere, somehow, you will talk to your customer. Somewhere, somehow, you will you will take the phone and you will call the prospect. They don't know you and you don't know them. You will take the phone and you will, somewhere, somehow, if you are working in the company, you will talk to your employer, your manager, your supervisor, in a professional way. Somewhere, somehow, you will go to, let's say, to the wedding, any ceremony. After 5 minutes, someone will call your name and say, hey, can you say something to us? So that is why communication skills, it is your money-making skills, it is your promotion and branding tools that you can use to brand yourself. Now, how can you engage in our people, in the audience? When you talk about the audience here, I'm not talking about, when we talk about the audience, most people ask me, how many are there? Even if it's one person, if you are having a conversation with one-on-one, that person is your audience. We are not talking, of course, million people. It is the audience, 1 person, it is the audience, 100, 500, 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, 10 people, doesn't matter. Everyone, we are surrounded with the audience. The question is, how do you engage others? When you are talking to your kids, your brother, your friends, do you allow them to finish what they are saying, or do you cut them off? Have you been in a restaurant or somewhere, and then when you start for talking to someone, there's some people who talk, no break. They can't allow you to speak and express your emotion and what you want. That is one of the mistakes that I have realized most of us do when we are doing what we call public speaking. Now, you are speaking in a public, either one-on-one and many. So there are some strategy that I want to share with you. How do you really engage a conversation? How do you really engage someone like you are talking to? Now, if you follow my strategy, at least somewhere, somehow, if you use them, they are going to work for you. Number one, either you are talking to one-on-one, either you are talking to 500, 1,000, always in your conversation, you need to do what? To ask a question. To ask a question. Ask some question, because the more you ask some question, we have two types of question. We have a closed questions and we have open-ended question. Closed questions, those are the questions that you may ask and then you get the answer, which is yes. Did you take lunch? Yes. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. Now, those are two types of questions what are like totally different. If I say, okay, do you have a phone? The answer will be yes or no. But if you ask someone, how are you doing today? How was your day? Now, that is open-ended question. You want this person to express himself, to tell you he or her feelings. So always in your conversation, either in the audience, big audience, small audience, small audience, one-on-one, learn to ask a question and listen carefully the answer. Okay? Do not, most people, what they do, you may be talking to someone and instead of listening what this person want, like trying to say, to tell you, you are just planning in your head the next question that you will ask. So that is why most people, they lose the conversation and they end up fighting and doing all those stuff. But that is not how things need to be done. I know you are a leader, you're going to be a future leader, so you need to know how to ask a question. Because the more you ask open questions, cross questions, you are engaging someone. Instead of talking, just come up with the small questions that you can ask, and then you get to know deeply what this person needs. So one way to engage audience, it is to ask some questions. To get really past, to give time to someone to express. He's not a robot, she's not a robot. She thinks. So you need to really engage this person so that they can express themselves. Then number two, use what I call stories. You know, we like stories. I like to tell stories. The story about yourself, the story about your day, the story about anything. Now, when you use stories, you can, by the way, do not always talk and tell the stories. One of my mentors, Brown, he's an American motivation speaker. He normally teaches, don't make a story without the point. Listen carefully. Don't make a story without point, without a message. And again, don't give the point without a story. Always have a backup story, because if you want to express any message, if you want to give any message, use a story. Because the story teach more than you can teach. People like a story. Use the stories. Okay, to give your message. Use the stories. Now, another one is when you are speaking to people, always do what I call the recap. This is what I call take home message. Anytime that you are discussing, anytime that you are having a meeting with someone, anytime you are in the audience of this is what I do when I'm having, I'm training and coaching and talking to people, either 50, 100, 200, 5. I normally, at the end of my presentation, I normally give what I call the recap, take home message, because if you don't give the take home message, you can spend 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours talking, but it is useless if they go home without any message. Something that they can remember, to summarize. It was nice to talk to you, to meet to you today, and this is what we have discussed. Let's plan another meeting. Take home. It was very nice. After maybe you separate with them, someone is going at this, you're going somewhere, always give a message. Oh, it was very nice to talk to you. I wish I would see you next. Give a take home, summarize about what you are talking to your audience. Now, another one is to do what we call, when you are talking, this is one strategy that I normally use when I'm having I'm giving my training either on sales, marketing, business advice. I normally ask them to do something. Maybe I will share some strategy you can use. When I'm starting my opening of my speaking, I normally call them. Can you stand up? Let's enjoy, just have 1 minute. Then I ask them to do something. Sometimes I say, okay, fine. Please take your phone, put your phone aside. Take your phone and put, I don't know what you maybe use. Don't use your phone now. Take your pen and write down the 3 things that you wish you're going to learn. Maybe you ask them to do something that you are engaging the audience. Don't start in a boring way. Ask the audience to do something. And then another one is to make sure you use your body movement. Body movement. You're not going there to start as like standing and giving the message as a robot. Use your body movement. Like now I'm giving a sign as I'm doing like this. I'm moving my body. So the more you move your body by convincing, maybe by showing respect, maybe because whatever we do as a sign, they always have the meaning. So use what we call the body movement. Do not stand and hide yourself in podium. No, you are a very good speaker. So another one, if you want to engage the audience, this you can use this strategy when you are having almost like a 50, 120, 30. You invite someone to come in the front and then they can help you to do and deliver that message. So now, if you want to engage the audience, let me recap what we have discussed. Number 1, you need to ask some questions. And then number 2, use the story. If you have somewhere and going somewhere to speak, you need to have a story that is related to your topic. And then take home message, and then also ask to do something, use your body movement, and invite them to invite someone from the audience to come. Now, once he or she is there, you are two in front of the audience, which means you are not doing it alone. So someone is coming to support and help you to deliver that message. If you do that in your next speaking, there is always a chance to increase the audience. You will never make your audience to feel bored. They will always be and feeling they are engaged. The more you engage them, the more they will also engage themselves to listen to you. That is the message, and I really want for you guys go and apply. If I forget any, make the comment below. I will give I will be happy to receive your comment and your suggestion. Thank you so much. Let's stop here until we meet. Go and work on your communication and your public speaking, because it is your #1 money-making machine. See you then. Ciao, ciao.